Alright guys, welcome back to some math. Today we're doing congruent chords and arcs. So you guys will need a highlighter. Grab a highlighter from the front of the class, or it should be on the side. A box of highlighters. Please borrow them, don't steal them. I need them to pay rent. Alright, so we're going to start off with our conditions that we're using today, or our understanding that we're using today. So first, two chords are congruent if and only if. Before we go into it, let's review what chords are. Chords are lines that touch the circle twice. As long as it's not a diameter. Right? Hope you can read that. Good luck. Alright, so first things first. Two chords are congruent if and only if their corresponding arcs are congruent. And this is a two-way road. So let's look over here to our picture. So here we have one chord. Let's call this chord AB. Jesus, that's a little too big. Chord AB. And we also have a second chord, chord CD. So what this sentence is saying is these chords are congruent if and only if their corresponding arcs. Corresponding arcs are going to be the arc that is cut off with the chord. So that's going to be arc AB. Let's actually highlight that. I take that back. Undecisive. That's going to be arc AB. And then the other corresponding arc with the other chord is going to be arc CD. So it's saying that these two chords, so chord AB, is congruent to chord CD. These chords are congruent if their arcs are congruent, and their arc is going to be arc AB is congruent to arc CD, arc measure CD, right? So we're looking at the picture. I'm going to kind of explain it in just colors. This blue is equal to this blue if this red arc is equal to this red arc. Just going to throw some numbers at you, so don't freak out. You don't have to copy this part down. So if this arc right here is, let's call this 40 degrees. And this arc is also 40 degrees. Okay, first condition met. If both arcs are equal, that means that if this chord is, let's say, 4 inches. So because the because the arcs are equal, then the chords are equal. That means this other chord is also 4 inches. Right? And it is a two-way road, right? So that means if you have two chords that are equal, that means their arcs are also equal. And we have another condition here for us. I am going to erase this so we don't get too messed up. All right, these chords are also congruent if and only if the second condition is going to be, let's call this, second condition is if and only if they are equidistant from the center. That means that this distance, so here's my center, center. So if the distance here, EF, is equal to EG, then this chord is equal to this chord. Get it? This chord? Because it's, never mind. So that means that if EF, segment EF, is congruent to segment EG, then chord AB is equal to chord CD. So this is condition 1A. Let's call this 1A, 1B, and let's call this condition 2. The last one is going to be if a diameter or radius is perpendicular, means 90 degrees, makes a little box, to a chord, then it bisects the chord and its arc. So first thing is if a diameter or radius is perpendicular. Let's go back to our picture. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. Clean this up completely. Good luck. All right. So if we have a diameter or radius that's perpendicular, right? So if this line right here is perpendicular to this chord, let's call this the blue part. Diameter or radius perpendicular to the chord, to this red chord, that's this one right here. Then it bisects the chord and its arc. So that means it cuts it into one piece, second piece, two equal pieces, right? Bisecting means cutting it in half. Cuts in half. That means both the chord is cut in half. So this is now two pieces. Oh, it kind of looks like a guy. And this is also two congruent pieces. So I know, it's a lot, but bear with me. So if you have a diameter or a radius that's perpendicular to this chord, then this chord is cut in half. So this one chord is now two equal pieces. And the arc is also cut in half. So this one arc is now two equal halves. So let's write down our final statement. Ignore that. Put on this do not disturb mode. And we'll have EH, is perpendicular to AB. Then segment AB cut in half, so it's AF is equal to FB. And AH is equal to HB. All right, I know that was kind of long and lengthy, but do take a second to process it. It's a lot, but it's not that hard. It's just a little confusing, but not difficult.